Welcome to Trade Pro. So 2 days ago I made a video about a 15-minute time frame strategy using just the SSL channel and the WAE. People thought the strategy looked good and the results looked pretty decent in the video doing the bar replay feature, but that was not enough tests. That doesn't really show how the strategy is going to perform over a series of trades. So I'm going to test it 100 times in a row in this video since a lot of people wanted to see that, and then we will really know if it's even profitable. I'm skeptical because this strategy is so simple. The stop loss and trailing stop method are very flawed, and it doesn't even have a long-term trend indicator to filter out a lot of the bad signals. So I'm skeptical, and I think it was luck in that bar replay feature video, but we shall find out. So I don't want to talk anymore and make myself look stupid if it does perform very well. But let me explain how I'm going to be recording the results for this, because this strategy has a multi-step take profit system where you take half of your position off at 1 times risk, move your stop to break even, and then let it run. So it becomes a little bit more difficult to calculate what the gain or loss on the account will be after the 100 trades. So I'm going to explain how I'm going to be doing that and giving you an accurate result for the 100 tests, even with a multi-step take profit system. So 3 scenarios can play out when you enter a trade with this strategy. Scenario number 1, the worst case scenario, is you just get outright stopped out and it never hits your first take profit. So for example, you short, because we get a short signal right here, then stop loss is 1 times ATR, so for this candle it's 6.1 pips. Never hits it, so you just get stopped out for your full position. So trades like this are minus 1% on the account. So that's how I'm going to be recording it. These are just going to be called outright losses minus 1%. And then the second scenario is a bit better. So it's a small gain on the account when this happens. So this second scenario is where you hit the first profit target and then get stopped out for that other half of your position that's still open. So for example, crossed up, stop loss is 1 times ATR, so 9.2. And then it hits, and you move your stop to break even, and you get stopped out right away. So these ones, it's plus 0.5% on your account. Got it? And then for the third scenario, the one we want to happen, is a big trend capture. And these are the ones where it becomes a little bit more difficult to calculate, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm calculating the gain for each of these individually. So with these ones, let's just set it up for this trade. 6.1 for the stop loss. Okay, that's close enough. So with these ones, it's the best of both worlds. We get first profit target hit, move the stop to break even. So at this point, you have gained 0.5%. So that's plus 0.5% right there. Then I'm going to be recording how many pips it runs. And bear with me here, I'm going to explain how this makes sense for calculating the gain on the account. So it looks like it went 80 pips. So we're just going to call that 80 pip. It ran for 80 pips. You captured 80 pips with that second half of your position that's still open. So how I'm going to be calculating the gain on the account is with a little bit of math. So for this candle, I have to know the ATR value, and the ATR value is 6.1 pips. So I'm going to be dividing how much it ran by 6.1, because 6.1 pips, that ATR value, is 1% of your account. Are you following here? So that stop loss that is 1 ATR is 1% of your account, if that's how you're managing your risk, risking 1% per trade, which is 1 ATR value. So what I'm going to be doing is 80 pips, because it ran 80. I'm dividing that by 6.1, and then dividing that by 2, because you're only in half of your position at this point. So for this trade example, the second half that ran gained 6.557% on your overall account. So then you're going to take that number and add the 0.5% that first profit target hit. You add that to the running profit. So 6.557 plus 0.5, 7.057. So for this trade, the gain was 7.57% on the account. So hopefully that makes sense. And this is all just going on the basis of you're risking 1% per trade. And 1% is 1 ATR value because you're using 1 times ATR as your stop loss. So 7.057% gain on this runner trade here. Make sense? All right, so I'm going to be doing this 100 times. I'm going to calculate all of the runner trades, the gain from each of them on the account, the gain for all of those halves, the ones where it only hits that first profit target then gets stopped out, and then also all the outright losses. And we'll see how this strategy performs. This is the most accurate way to do it and the only way to really know how this strategy performs. But I think it'll be fun to see this more in detailed view into a multi-step take profit system. All right, time to test 100 times. Thanks for bearing with me on that part, but let's get into the actual test. The results are in after 104 total backtested trades, which took 1.5 months to find those signals. 49 of those were outright losses, so minus 49% on the account from those. Halves, 45 of them, so plus 22.5% on the account from those half winners. And then 10 runners, so 27.47% of the account gain was from this 10 runners. Total gain on the account, 0.97%. So you lost money if you traded this strategy as it is, with spreads and fees and not perfect entries such and the likes. So with this, there's a lot to be learned, and it would be extremely easy to improve this strategy and make it profitable. All you need to do is change a few things and add something. So this needs another filter. So like a 200 EMA would be great. Something that is going to filter out a lot of the false signals that it gives in ranges. And maybe a Chaikin money flow as well, or something similar to that. Just, it needs some more filtering, so more indicators to filter out some of the bad signals. And also, a huge downfall was having the stop loss move to break even once that 1 times ATR target was hit, because so many of the runners were missed out on, because when it hits that first profit target and the stop gets moved to break even, the price hasn't moved far enough away yet there to give it wiggle room. So since it's only 1 ATR value away, it's just too close. There's not enough wiggle room. A lot of the time it would hit that first profit target, then come back down, stop out the new stop loss that had been moved to break even, then go on a huge run. So the trailing stop needs to be a thing here. This needs a better system for trailing the stop, and having it only 1 times ATR is just not far enough. So 1.5 or 2 times ATR would be much better, and a method for actually trailing the stop as it runs would be far superior to just waiting for the SSL to cross back up, since a ton of those half trades, the ones where it was half winners, a lot of them went on a nice run or a decent run, but then just came back down and then stopped it out the other half at break even. So there was a lot of money left on the table that could have easily been secured with some simple changes. So a lot to be learned from this. Easy to make this strategy profitable, and it was fun to do the test. I also recorded just all these runners. So the 10 runners, the reason why I recorded the ATR for each one of these is so that I could calculate what the gain on the account would be for each of these. So I got a nice accurate figure for the gain on the account from those 10 runners. But anyway, it's always fun for me to test things out and figure out the best way to improve strategies. And, you know, I enjoy this stuff, so hopefully you guys enjoyed as well, even though it's not super profitable. But this is where you learn a lot and you can tweak and improve. It's the fun stuff. Come on, you got to enjoy the process, or you're never going to get to where you want to be. If you're here to just grab a strategy and start trading it, you're not going to be successful, because half the strategies I show aren't even profitable. So make sure you're watching my full videos, or you're going to get destroyed on your account. And plus, your trading psychology probably isn't fully developed either, so you probably have a hard time even sticking to a system and not straying from that. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just have a fantastic rest of your days out there. Thanks for watching.